Hello. It's me, unapologetically T. I'm still getting used to that, by the way. One day it'll become second nature. But today was a good day. I did wake up super drained, super tired, and just to be transparent, usually when I go around people, and this has been kind of typically all my life. Usually when I'm around people, large numbers of people, especially like um, it's draining for me, right? So, um, I self-identify as an empath, and like I talk about in some of my videos, I also self-identify as having certain abilities. Excuse me for that. But yeah, I definitely felt drained because I'm constantly feeling other people's emotions, feelings, and guess what? Even if it's not a negative situation, sometimes having an overjoyous situation is draining for me. So yesterday I got home, I was definitely, elated. I was happy. And then I didn't even really like when I get like that. Sometimes I don't even know what to do with myself. But it is a good thing and a good feeling for me. So I really appreciate yesterday. Um, However, I woke up tired and I was just telling my best friend, like, I am going to have, you know, I'm just gonna have a day for me. Like I'm tired. I'm gonna get some rest. And she was like, "What better day to rest than on a Friday? Like, and just take out time for yourself." So I did more than resting though. I ended up going to get my feet done, which I hadn't done in like a year. When I tell you like I make money sacrifices, I literally make money sacrifices. I if I can't afford, if I feel like I can't afford to do something, that's whether I have money or not. Let's just say, like last year, I went from, a two income household to a one income household, which was really tough. I really learned, in those last 2 years, 2 or 3 years, I would say like that he was really, helping out and contributing. It was a difference because when in the end he did start to switch up though. Like he did wanted me to start paying more bills, and I was just like, like I had did it all those years by myself, and I never like, I told you need to get a job, you need to help out, but I never like tripped off you for real. So like, what are you doing? Like, let me recuperate. Unfortunately, I never got to recuperate in that relationship, because like I said, even though he did have money, our views about money was completely different. So like we just was always bumping heads and stuff like that. But anyway, neither here nor there right now. This is a more, I feel, lighthearted video, and I will get into the deeper stuff, over time. Like I told y'all before, me and Dante spent a third of my life together. So he makes up a big part of my life. And like I always say, like I don't regret that experience. I actually think it happened for a reason, and the reason was to make me stronger, wiser, and who I am today. So I will always love him. Don't get nothing twisted. There will be no Dante slander. That's my nigga. Like for life, I love him. We actually was tattooed. Like, so like when I tell these stories, even when I tell these stories about people in my family and all that stuff, like I'm not telling these stories for people to hate them or for people to side with me. If you feeling like that when you watch these stories, like you are misinterpreting the purpose. The purpose is to, you know, either for you to get to know more about me and maybe know more about my ways, why I was the way I was, and why I am the way I am. Or for you to get something out of it for your own life and your own situations. Because what I did notice looking and reflecting back in my life, the things that I would not deal with, and would not address or would not get over would come and repeat itself and repeat itself and repeat itself until I actually faced it and dealt with it. So I hope you're taking these videos as a learning thing and not as, you know, building up hate or anger, or either thinking that I am hateful and angry, because I'm really, really not. You will see in certain videos that, yeah, I still hurt sometimes, but it's not like I'm stuck in it and I'm ruminating over it. But yeah, sometimes certain situations do, you know, still hurt. Like, I'm human and I'm healing certain stuff, and some stuff I've healed over, like, and I do think there's a level of healing that I have done for all of it, right? Because I don't think I'd be able to sit here and talk to you about it at all if I hadn't come to terms with it and accepted myself and others. So I do want to say that. But this video is definitely a lighthearted one. Today is International Women's Day, which I did not realize until I got on social media, so that's sad. But I do want to, you know, say shout out to all my women in life. I feel like whether you have had a grand accomplishment or you've had local accomplishments, or if you are a mother, or if you're not a mother, if you are just simply a woman, if you identify as a woman, I simply want to say happy International Women's Day. We're awesome. I don't even know how we do it, right? So, like, I just want to take that second to recognize you. I think we should always recognize, you know, women. And I think we should recognize men, too. I don't know why y'all don't have an International Men's Day. Maybe it's because y'all want to be too masculine. But you can have an International Men's Day and be masculine as well. We all should be celebrated, and it should not just have to be a designated day. However, designated days serve a purpose, because sometimes we're just in the loop of things, and sometimes we forget to stop and smell those roses. So today I treated myself. I was tired. I definitely did get rest, and then once I got myself together, I went ahead and got my feet done, and which I think I said it, I hadn't done that like in years, in a year, and it felt good. It felt good. It cost money, but it felt good. It felt good to get it done instead of me doing it, or instead of me doing somebody else's feet, because I used to do Dante's feet. Don't Patty know that, but I feel like I believe in, you know, treating your man right too, right? So like, I used to do his feet and wouldn't even do my own. Now I feel like if I ain't doing my own, taking care of my own stuff, I can't take care of nobody else moving forward in the future. Don't expect that from me. Like, so whoever my partner gonna be in the future, I'm looking at you, you looking at me. Like, I don't, you know, if I can't take care of me, I can't take care of you. And I think my partner that God blesses me with already knows that, and already would want me, you know, to put myself first, and vice versa. So, but yeah, today felt good. It felt really good. I got my eyebrows done, which I had got my eyebrows done before, but I got it done by a guy, and so he did a good job, though. He didn't make them look too masculine, but it still wasn't, you know, what I wanted. But I was happy that I tried it with him, and that he didn't like mess him up. He didn't even mess him up. He just cleaned him up. So she made him a little more thinner. And I always like my eyebrows anyway, my natural ones, but I do like sometimes to get them cleaned up. But yeah, I had fun today with myself, by myself, no kid. Mommies know what I'm talking about, because I haven't had a break from my child since I went to the hospital. And prior to that, I hadn't had a break from her since July, when she went to camp. So, yeah. And I live my life kind of like that. I do not have many breaks from my child, which I do. I can't wait, you know, to be able to outsource, you know, activities for her so that she can be busy, but not too busy. I don't want her to be to the point where, like, she don't have a life of her own to relax and all that stuff either. But I do want to be able to let her have her space and not have mine at times, because I feel like we suffocate each other. But I also, when I was out, I did buy myself some sandals, which was good because I do not recall buying shoes since last year for myself. Now I go shopping for Charlotte all the time, but as far as me, I did not buy anything for myself since last year. Um, and when I did buy stuff, it was mostly like work clothes, right? So now I am like exploring, my identity and what I like again. So oh, I was about to buy some Birkenstocks today, and I do like those. I've never had a pair. Charlotte is the Birkenstock queen. Like, once again, money gets spent on her, but it doesn't get spent on me. But when I looked at the price of them Birkenstocks, I was like $100 for some sandals. I can't do it. I can't do it. And that might be something normal to some other people. Like, I know with Dante, like, he would look at it like that ain't nothing. With me, like, he literally would have like 700 pair of shoes, and like, I literally have bought him 700 designer pairs of shoes. Like, but I mean, I knew that's what he liked, but that's not what I like. Like, he's even tried to get me to get some designer shoes, and like, for real, to me, they're ugly. They're expensive, and I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. Now, granted, some of the shoes like he had, I did like the way they look, but like a lot of like the designer girl shoes, like, I feel like I can get the knockoff version and it looks just the same, and I don't understand the big deal. Like, but whatever. Art is art. That's y'all art. That's y'all expression. But I am frugal, so in certain areas. Now I'll spend $1,000 on the phone. I'll spend, $700 because I spent $700 on that PlayStation 5. Like, so like electronics, that's my thing. So I will do certain electronics, but like shoes, clothes, I just feel like I can't do it. And that's just my taste. That does not mean that anybody else that likes it, it's a bad thing. It's just you have to find out who you are and what your vices is and what you like. Mine would be, I told you I'm addicted to office supplies. I've had a cigarette addiction that I'm currently, trying to kick. And like, so when I say these things, I'm not judging. I just want you to come know that I'm not judging. That just means we have differences of views. Dante, money was mad. Me, I want to hold on to money. And look, we both, he grew up. We didn't have much, and neither one of us grew up with having much. However, he did, when he got a little older, he did experience having lots of money, quick money. So I guess that's why he was probably, living that lifestyle, or like, things that way. Like, we all have our kinks and our things that make us and shape us and mold us to who we are. Some of us, it doesn't even matter about your environment. That's just how you're wired. Doesn't mean you have to be wired that way for the rest of your life. Like, you pick and choose what makes you a better person, or what a better person looks like to you. It's not my job. It's not nobody else's job. It's your job to figure out that, because it's somebody out here for all of us, and some of us don't even want to be with anybody else. But that's just your thing. You gotta figure out what works for you. So when I'm telling stuff, I don't want you to think like I'm coming from a judgy place. And even when I do come from judgy places, I try to check myself at the front door, right? Because I'm human, you're human, and these things activate for us, but we just have to check ourselves, right? But today was fun. I got 3 pairs of sandals for less than the price of the 1 pair of Birkenstocks. So that was a win for me. Like, see, stuff like that feels like a win for me. And then I don't know if I talked about getting my car serviced, but I ended up getting my car serviced, which I hate doing. That is where, I wish I had someone that either could do it themselves or could outsource it and get it done for me, because Cars, find somebody else to do it. Cars, cooking, cleaning, find somebody else to do it. I don't want to do it. Um, and it's funny because my dad was a mechanic, and I still, it ain't in me. I don't want to do it. And all I gotta do is take the car to the place and let somebody else do it. I don't even want to do that. Like, I don't want to do it. If the car has breakdown or it needs something, like, I don't want to do it. If the inspection sticker go, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I'm learning these things about myself, right? Like, I used to get mad at myself because I don't want to do it. Like, you being irresponsible. But no, like, I'm not being irresponsible. Like, I literally don't want to do this. And it's, in certain cases, you got to be careful. Because, right, there are things that you don't want to do that you have to still do, right? But, like, for real, I really gotta go take this car and get it serviced, knowing daggone well I don't want to do it. Yeah, I do at this point. But hopefully in the future I don't. Like, I don't want to do it. And I feel like I do so many other things. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, so just learning about what you don't like to do. Do it until you don't have to do it no more. And that's currently where I'm at. Like, yeah, I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it until I don't want to. What else happened today? I think that's about it. Like, it was a super chill, self-love, self-care. You know, I gotta care about that car, right? Because I told y'all, you know, I quit my job and I don't know whether I'll be staying here. You know, I'm gonna put it like this. I won't be staying here for much longer. Like, I just feel that. I know that. I do not know what's next. Far as like immediately what's next, I do know that in the future, and I don't think it's like that far away future, that I will not have to even worry about where I live at. I will probably be shocked and amazed where I live at. So right now I'm just enjoying the moments, doing what's on my heart, you know, to do. I am here to tell you that I always wanted to be rich and not famous. However, like, I realize now that I am rich. I might not be rich with money, right? But the best way to be rich is being one with yourself, knowing yourself, being able to see, and I always was able to see the good in people and the good in the day. But however, I had got to this point where it was like, I'm tired of seeing the good in the people and the good in the day, and I'm not getting what I want, right? However, I've learned that I've had everything I've needed within me the whole time. So sometimes we sitting out here, we chasing money, when you are who you looking for. Like, you are that peace and that happiness that you're looking for. And once you find that, and once you accept you, your flaws, your shortcomings, and even recognize your great parts, right? So, like, I was the type of person I could recognize all my flaws and all my shortcomings. Like, I felt like I did a very good job at that. Like, that's why I negative self-talked myself to death. But I could not, like, really, like, I couldn't be happy with the good in me, right? Like, I would deny those things, right? So certain people would look at me like I was amazing, or I was doing good work. Like, they would tell me that, and I used to say, I feel like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Not realizing, like, I'm doing a whole heck of a lot, right? So for me, I had to accept that I was actually a genuine good person, that I was actually a beautiful person despite everything that I have been through, everything that, I've gone through, everything that I've done to others. Like, yet still, I was a pretty great person, right? And I don't say this with ego. I just say this with, it's actually that I am a pretty great, decent person. And it is okay for me to say that and me to feel like that, because other people have seen it and I finally get to see it in myself. And that's where I would find my peace, is just accepting myself, accepting my weirdness. I was always called crazy when I was younger, and even in my adulthood, and like I never liked it. But guess what? I'm crazy, and I don't want to be normal like the rest of you. I want to be, different. I want to be, and it's weird because I used to always tell my daughter that, like, don't ever try to be like everybody else. Be yourself. Like, stand out from everybody else. Do not do what everybody else is doing. Do what you want to do. But yet, I'm telling her that, but I'm not doing it for me. Like, she probably looking at me sideways. And one thing about my child, she gonna tell you too. And she has told me about myself. Like, if you be contradicting, she'll tell you, and I appreciate her for that. Like, I do not look at her like she's sassing me or she grown. None of that. Like, she telling me the truth about myself. So I made this video, and I did not really have, a story to tell today, just to tell you that, like today I wanted to rest. But yet I still found myself working by making this video. But that's just me. I like to work, and I did find that out about myself as well. Like, I had a crazy view of what my work ethic should look like, and not realizing that I was overworking myself and I was underpaid, right? So now I am putting in work, and it doesn't feel so stressful, and so it doesn't feel like, what's next. It just feels like, I do this when it calls me to do it. So initially I had intentions on just chilling for the rest of the day, but actually at a point where, like, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video, post it, and enjoy the rest of my night. So I say this to say, I hope you guys had a happy International Women's Day. It is not too late to thank a woman or tell her you appreciate her. There's also a lot of current events happening in the news right now, so stay alert to that. Make sure that you are staying up to breast about what's going on in our world, not just the United States, but all over the world. Like, pay attention to what's going on. So yeah, I am gonna head out on that note. Stay woke and try to stay less distracted as you can. But I'm sending you guys love, blessings, happiness. May God protect us all. But I just want y'all to know I'm happy. And I hope you are too. Bye bye.